Back. Apologies, I was interrupted. Anyway, I'll go ahead and proceed with the next part, which is the these beige markings. They lay on top of these areas here, and I'll come back and I'll show you. Back with the Defiant. Last night I pretty much finished the first sheet. There's a couple of decals that I don't know where they go. I'm going to have to ask Jerry about that. Now he is coming up with a placement chart. He just hasn't finished it yet, but it will be part of the the final product. These are the ones that I haven't figured out yet. These little things, I'm not sure what they are, if they're supposed to go individually. And I'm not sure where these two are supposed to go, or these two. So I'll find out from Jerry when next I see him. I'm going to move on to the second sheet now. And a lot of them are self-explanatory. I'll be able to figure out where they go, but I'm sure there's going to be a couple of them that I'm going to have to ask also. Anyway, all in all, the masks are extremely good and very high quality. They lay down almost without any help. In some of the more contour challenged areas, I did use Solvaset, especially here in the corners here, in the curves, and over the little greeblies there. Also here, to get the edges to sit down, the transparent edges. But overall, they lay down so well that they look like they're painted on, which is exactly what decals are supposed to do. So far I'm very impressed with their quality. Anyway, I'll continue and I'll show you how it's going. Talk to you soon. Getting close, guys. All decal work is finished. Paneling decals from Jerry are all on, and marking decals are all on also. Couple of observations. The decals from Jerry are vastly superior in quality to the decals provided by the kit, provided with the kit. The decals provided with the kit are extremely fragile, especially the long pinstripes. This one, the big one around, gave me a hell of a lot of trouble to install. Went ahead and got them all in, got the detail in and painted it. Painted it with the dark copper Tamiya, put some of the detail decals, little rectangles. You can see them here too. And oh, I also painted that copper. And went ahead and sprayed it with a dull coat. Decided to go with a dull coat because he does the ship does look dull in most of the shots I've seen it. For the base, I took one of the square boxes from Michaels, stained it black. As you can see, it's hollow on the bottom. Put some rubber feet on it to provide more traction, and also so it's not touching the bottom, so when I put the speaker inside I can actually hear it. Went ahead and screwed the whatchamacallit on here and threaded everything through. For this I cut out a piece of acrylic, made a stencil of the Starfleet logo from online, and masked it, and went ahead and used the air eraser to etch it in place. I put some canopy glue. I do hope that canopy glue disappears, so one of the
top seem to disappear. I'm going to put a small blue SMD underneath it to light it up. I've already tested it. It looks really cool. So basically, oh, I also put the socket for the power supply in the back. So basically all I have to do now is the wiring. All the switches and wiring and the boards. And that'll be it. I'm going to be doing that tomorrow most likely. I want to take a break. Tired. Been working on this base all evening. But it's looking nice. I'm happy with the simplicity of the base. In the future I might get a little plaque or something to put on here. But I don't want it to detract from the kit. Of course, you know, nice bases are also cool. So we'll see. But for now, it'll do. And I think it'll be fine. Excuse me, getting text there. Anyway, that's the Defiant. I'll come back when I have everything wired up and lit, and I can demonstrate the firing sequences and all that. Okay, talk to you soon. Here she is, and she is finished. The Defiant from Deep Space Nine. I completed all the wiring tonight. Got the boards all wired up, base all finished, all the switches installed, and as you can see, I am getting a nearly perfect spotlight effect on the registry, on the name, and that's just perfect. I'll just take you through some beauty sweeps here. I love doing this ship. This is one of my favorites from the Star Trek universe. And I really wanted to do her justice. I hope I did. Let's see here. That's in the dark now. Let me just turn on the lights a second so you can get a better idea in the light, and that way I'll show you the base. That's the Federation logo that I did with the air eraser. Over here I have the weapons control momentary switch. Well, yeah, weapons control. It fires all the weapons, and beneath it the two small slide switches that switch the photons to quantum torpedoes, because I used bicolor LEDs, as you'll recall, hooked up to the fiber optic that I mushroomed right there, and the same on the other side. I'll demonstrate in a minute. I put 3 switches in. And let me just show you what they all do. Switch number 1 simply turns on the logo. I wanted it to be on its own. Switch number 2 is the main power and general lighting. It'll turn on all the main lights except for the strobes, and it'll power up the board, the Starling board, which has all the effects, the weapons effects and the strobes. Okay. Switch number 3, I took the strobes and I separated that circuit. I interrupted it with this switch because I wanted to be able to activate them on my own. Just call me silly that way. I want total control. This board comes with an option for a radio frequency remote, which will do the same thing as this, but I decided to also wire in the momentary switch in case this thing died. Someday they can be replaced, or the batteries could be replaced, but you know, just in case, I didn't want to lose the effect. So I can do it either by the momentary switch or with the remote. Now let me show you again. Let me turn off the lights. According to the instructions, pressing for 1 second will activate the phaser cannons. For 1.5 seconds, the photons or quantum torpedoes, and what is it? I believe it's 2 seconds will give battle mode, which is phaser cannons followed by the photon or quantum torpedoes. So let's test it out. Let's see. Okay, that's obviously the photons or quantums. Now, if they're red, they're photon torpedoes. So let's switch them over to quantum torpedoes by sliding the two little switches. Now they should be white instead of red. And they are. Okay, so let's see if we can get these phasers working. Let's do it again. Now let's see if I can get battle mode going. There we go. Pretty cool. The board has the option of not having that explosion sound effect at the end, but you're supposed to specify it in your order. I meant to do that, I forgot, so it stayed. That's okay. I don't mind it so much. Just a view from behind, so you get to see the work I did with the add-on kit from Evil Duck Creations, Jay Barron. I put flickering red LEDs, as you know, for the impulse engines. And of course the gooseneck allows me to pose this thing any way I want. So there she is, the USS Defiant. Very happy I finished her. I'm gonna go put her on my shelf and enjoy the view. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you later. Couldn't resist one more shot, guys. There she is. And there's Deep Space Nine in the background. Alright, talk to you later.